Oh, greetings and welcome back to my channel. You're here with Shamika Nicely, and my birthday is basically in a couple of days. I kind of decided to film this video a little bit late, but we move. And since we're in the year 2022, why not do a video as my last remaining days as a 22-year-old transitioning to 23? About 22 things that I've learned so far about myself, people, just what I've learned. I've got my notes, so let's get into it. So one thing that I've learned is that I learn best from myself and not from like a book or a curriculum. And those things of the material world only get me so far, in the sense that they filter into my subconscious and then they kind of spread out in my dreams, or just like recycle back into my mind, and then they flare up in different ways. But I ultimately learn from myself, from my observations. Like, I know what I mean, but it's not so easy to just put into words, so it's just up here. Number 2, I've learned to not necessarily evade failure and to just let it happen, and things to just go down their natural course. For example, in some ways I kind of messed up my first novel, but I'll do a video on that. And there were many things that seemed like a failure, but they weren't. But at least I was failing forward and I was learning from them. So it's not really a failure, but it's just more like mistakes, or just learning how to make mistakes, and then understand that needed to happen, and then moving forward with those mistakes. So just allowing them to build me up and understanding they came with purpose. Number 3, comparison kills character, or at least the individual, because we're living in this world where everyone wants to amount to something more, and they usually use images from celebrities or just what is promoted in social media, and then it's like they lose sense of themselves trying to be other people. But I'm not really for the comparison. I mean, just look at me. I am an original beauty as it is. I'm just an original. I am unique, and everyone else is in their own way. So they shouldn't really be trying to be other people or trying to downplay what they naturally already have that could be like their best feature. So comparison kills the individual, especially when we're all in like our own league. I can say that a lot about myself as well. So yeah. So my only competition is myself and who I was the day before. Number 4, I've learned that things take time. And although it's my nature to always be moving fast, as an Aries, as a fire sign, just slow down. Slow down, allow things to appear along their natural course, and everything will work out the way that it's supposed to. This leads me on to number 5, which I've found that slowing down has put me in a position to be more receiving more than to be in like a masculine role where you're in that go-getter mindset or get that bag. I've never been for that, but to not be so on the move and to just be as you are, and then the universe will like gift you with what you need, or just make you aware of what you've always had, and that would like push you along on your journey in life. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes when I'm just in my element, especially in my creative bag, that's when I move a lot faster, but it's not like a masculine thing. It's me being in my feminine energy, which has just caused my passion and desire for such things to just erupt into flames and to just be moving fast. Number 6, I've learned to take better care of my physical body. And this started off from last year when I felt the pressure of my job just taking a pick at my knees and my back. And I didn't like feeling so old. So then I got into yoga, a bit of Pilates, a bit of meditation. And that was very calming and relaxing. So I've learned that certain things just need to be done. Or when you're receiving pain in your reality, it means that something is wrong or that something needs to be changed. And so me getting into yoga kind of just shifted my whole mindset a little bit to be more flowing. And I don't have any other words to explain it. Number 7, I've started to learn a bit more about astrology. I picked up a bit on my birth chart. I'm a Aries Sun, Sagittarius Moon, and a Pisces Mercury. And I tell you what, yeah, a couple of days ago I found out that the reason why certain things will be occurring in my brain, my mind, especially with social interaction, was due to the fact that my Mercury was in Pisces. For example, sometimes I'd get a little bit of a fogginess in my brain or a mental blank. But more time, there's a lot of deeper stuff going on in my mind, but I can't always communicate it. And that's another thing they said, when your Mercury is in Pisces, your communication may be a little bit not so fluid or articulate, but it's just something to work on. But astrology has been something that is pretty cool. Number 8, I found that it's not every day just plug up, and sometimes just listen to your environment, to nature, the birds, the wind. Like, I even wrote a piece, kind of poetry, but at the same time not, where I posed the question, have you ever just sat and listened to rain or the wind? And when you listen to your environment, you find a sense of calm, you find a reconnection with your own mind, and there's actually a lot that's just out here. But when you're just plugged up, listening to music, that's kind of like an interference to the energies that are just out here waiting for you to just become aware of it. So I've learned to just tap in a lot more and find the beauty of such. Number 9, to not care so much about other people's opinions of me, especially when they don't even know me like that, but yet they want to be forming their own opinion off of their observation when they haven't even been around me to even know the different layers that I just have. Number 10, I've learned to not use labels or stick by the labels. For example, I say that I'm an introvert, but at the same time, I'm not really just that. Like, I'm many things, but if you want to describe me, that's probably the closest thing. But I still have my moments where I could be like an ambivert, where I have a lot of energy for other people. I can be a little bit of a socialist. Nah, probably not. I could just be a little bit loud, a bit more forthcoming, more expressive, and then there's other times where just leave me alone. I want to be in my room, I want to be by myself, I want to enjoy my own thoughts and my own company. But yeah, this whole labeling thing is not really for me. Number 11, I've learned that everything happens upon its own time, and I shouldn't feel so pressured to move fast or move slow according to the people that I'm seeing around me, or maybe other people's expectations for how I should be doing something, whether it should be moving quickly or slowly. But just to be more content with my own energy, and that not everything needs to be going upon a certain flow, frequency, or just moving at a certain pace, but that everything aligns when it's supposed to, and to just be me at the center of it all. Number 12, I'm learning to stop dimming my natural light or the power that I hold within, because I've long realized that I am a powerful being, and a lot of people can't really conceptualize this or understand it, or they don't even come close to knowing how much so I am. But yeah, just to stop suppressing myself and to go back to people's opinions of me, to just do me the best way that I can and be authentic with it. Number 13, I've learned that it's alright not to have everything figured out right now. Like, I remember when I first entered my 20s, I believe, or I was like borderline 19, 20, and I was in my job, I was feeling lost and a bit trapped because I had entered a rat wheel and the cycle that just became very repetitive. And it's like I couldn't really find myself outside of it, or to just be able to tap back into what I'd always loved about myself and what I could bring to the world. So this goes back to just taking things one step at a time, slowing down, and not trying to do it all at once, because I have a long life to live and I'm not going anywhere time soon. Number 14, I've learned to appreciate things a lot more, or even just think about it. Because before, I don't know, maybe it's because my Mercury is in Pisces, why I was dreaming a bit too much. I wasn't so tapped into this reality. And, see, look, I've lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yeah, just appreciate my good health, my family, especially the fact that I've got 2 parents and I've got siblings, and just life in itself. Number 15, I've learned that when you show gratitude, you realize what you've always had, or what you've always had just makes itself more known and visible. And showing gratitude opens yourself up to the universe to gift you with more blessings. I found a quote actually, and it goes as, acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is a foundation for all abundance. Here's another one: cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you, and to give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. Number 16, I've learned patience through my hair. Like, I've had locks, I think 3 times now. The first time, my mum cut it because I had dry scalp and didn't know what to do with it. The second time, I combed it out because I wanted a different look. And then this is the 3rd time. But yeah, it's taught me patience in the sense that sometimes my hair's gonna get messy. Or I have the goal where I want my hair to be to my waist, but now I want it a little bit longer than that. So it's taught me to just let things happen as they're supposed to, and that there's a process, so be patient with the process. Number 17, I'm learning to finish things. Like before, I don't know, because I like to start new things and I'm always firing ideas, I would find something that I'm passionate about, and then as soon as something new pops up, I would leave what I left before and then jump into this new project, and then that would just get abandoned. For example, my drawing on the wall that has been there for a couple years unfinished. But the first thing that I ever finished in its entirety would have been my first novel, The Masterpiece. Number 18, I'm learning to not always be working and to sometimes just take a breather, to just live life without stress or having to always be doing something. Like, I started to implement a self-care routine with yoga, even just entertainment such as Korean dramas to just help me relax. Number 19, I've learned to protect my energy because I hate being drained by those who aren't even worthy of my presence, I guess, or they don't really appreciate me to the degree that I need to be. So by protecting my energy, I maintain a distance at some time, and it's far more fulfilling because I can be very helpful with people and not receive it back. Like, I need reciprocity, and I'm just not that kind of person where I need everyone to be around me or to be up in my business or to have that connection with me. So by protecting my energy, it kind of makes my abundance more controlled, and those that need it will get it, and those that are a bit of a drain. I protect my energy through using Orgonite at my desk, especially to ward off radiation. I wear my crystals, shungite. Got my peace, is it me? But yeah, just certain things of the material world to help amplify me, but at the same time ward off energies that don't need to be sticking to me. And I've got another quote for you guys. Vibrate so high that the toxic people in your life have no choice but to fall out of your frequency. Number 20, all is mental, which is the first Hermetic principle. And so the words that we speak, which comes from our mental, essentially make up our reality. So I'm learning to choose my words carefully, especially when the language that we're using is a spell kind of language. So it is literally manifesting what we speak. So I've just decided to be more thoughtful about the words that I'm using, about myself especially, because I'm trying to live up, raise my vibration up. And that means certain words can't run. And that I need to promote a certain energy, that I am beautiful, I am powerful. Like certain intentions and affirmations that will keep me rising up to my higher self. Number 21, I actually heard somebody else say this, and it goes as, I cannot be explained in words, I must be experienced. So I'm learning that not everyone is going to get the same side of me, which is due to my layers. It's also due to the fact that I'm still learning about myself and different aspects that I have. And I'm going through that by picking apart my birth chart. But also when people try to come tell me, it's a little bit difficult to connect with you, or I don't even want to go to that. But if I'm still learning about myself, what makes you think that you are going to know me? Make it make sense. So I've learned that I'm still just an energy being having a human experience, as is everyone else, and I determine what my experience will be. And it goes back to what I said previously, not to be so acknowledging of other people's thoughts and opinions of me, and to just live my life how I want to live it, to be me as authentically as I wish to be, and to be the experience I wish to create. And just a final thought to that, I wrote down in my notepad a couple of days ago, Over explanation kills authenticity of the simplest of things, adding layers to something that must be experienced in its full capacity than spoken of to be understood. Lastly, 22. I've learned that I know nothing and that I must always be open to exploring and finding out more, because there's much in this reality, in this universe, in this dimension that is just here beyond what we can see and what we can feel through the five senses. So, and there's also that great quote, a wise man knows nothing, only a fool thinks that he does. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you've learned something new from me. And if you guys have something else that you've learned in your 20s, in your 30s, maybe in your teens that you'd like to share, make sure you do so in the comments down below. And if you like this video, please make sure to like it, subscribe if you haven't already, tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you guys somewhere in the future. Bye for now.